Hey guys, hope you're well. Here I am with a recipe video. I'm quite excited about this. So here I am just cooking the mince. So this is a beef mince, but obviously if you don't want to use meat, then you can go for a corn alternative. I also use lentils in my lasagnas because they bulk it out and make that mince go so much further, which is brilliant when you want to bulk make a load of meals to freeze. And that obviously means that it's super easy in the week when you just want to get one out and cook it. It's literally like having ready meals, but you know everything that's gone in. So here I am starting with the onions. So while the mince is browning off and the lentils are cooking on the hob as well in hot water, this is really important because lentils are quite dangerous if they're not well cooked. So always do that before adding them to the mince, even though they're going to be cooked in the oven as well. It's just be really careful with lentils. So yeah, adding the onion. I didn't cut it very well, as you can see, because I was trying to rush because I knew it was going to take me so long. I was doing a lot of portions. I did 14 portions today. So that's because I was making for a friend who's just had a baby, and my sister basically did it for me, and it was the best gift ever. So if you need a gift for new parents, honestly, giving them homemade meals that they can stick in the freezer and cook is the best gift. So I'm also adding garlic. I add quite a lot because I just think garlic and onions are so good for us, and they taste really great too. So just preparing them and adding them into the mix as well. And yeah, I just went for double in the end. So then I had some tomatoes, some fresh tomatoes. I didn't have that many, but I put in what I had, and I'd usually use a passata, but actually because of what I was doing today, I just went for jars. But yeah, you can use, if you buy tomato passata, which is literally just tomato, obviously that is healthier than going for a jarred sauce. I also added some butternut squash and aubergine just because I had some that needed to be used that I'd part cooked already. Well, I had boiled already, and they were in the fridge, so I whacked them in. Obviously you could also add these in anyway because it's really good for you, and the more veg you get in, the better. You could also blend it up and add it so that it's like hidden in the sauce if you've got children that don't like different veg and might be like, what's that? So there I am, just adding the lentils, children or husbands or wives. So yeah, adding the lentils in, and it really bulks it out. Honestly, you get like double. Just there as well, I was too quick, but there I was putting my leftover cut up, what's it called, bits of the onions and vegetables and things into my food bin. If you don't have a food bin to then do your own compost, I mean, not everyone has the space or the garden or whatever, but highly recommend. That is something that I am doing, and I love seeing it not just go in the bin. So there I am adding the sauces, and I always do this trick where I go and put some water in the jar, then put the lid on, shake it, and then pour that in as well, just to get every little bit. And then, so there's no waste, and then the jar is also ready to be recycled. So just mixing those sauces in. And yeah, like I said, go for a passata if you prefer not to have the extra salt and sugar that you get in jars. Obviously it's much healthier to go for the normal, but equally there I am using a jar, so you can use a jar, whatever's right for you. Adding some herbs here. I went for oregano and also like a mixed Italian herbs one as well, but you could literally add anything you want. Usually I'd add basil as well. So I got these containers, and we do have glass containers, but because I was making for a friend, we wanted some that were like takeaway ones, and we also wanted to do single portions because even though they're a couple, I just wanted to have options because I didn't know obviously how they're going to eat them, whether they're going to be using them for lunches or for dinners, and whether they'll both be eating all the time. So I thought that singular portions would be really useful for them, and then also did the same for us as well. because yeah, I just thought let's prep absolutely loads. So I did them 3 portions each, so that's 3 dinners, so there's 6 there. And then I also did their little girl a separate one as well, which I'm going to show you because I did something different for her, their little girl and our little girl, just to make it a bit more baby friendly. So yeah, just adding the pasta pieces on top of the first layer and just trying to kind of get them to fit. I don't like to layer the pasta too much when you break it off. You know, it doesn't matter if they're not all kind of meeting, but try not to layer over too much because otherwise it obviously takes a bit longer to cook and you want nice well cooked pasta. So then going in with the first white sauce and just spreading that all around. I love making lasagna, but I was thinking, oh, it's a really easy, quick thing to do, and then actually really forgot how long it takes, and with all the layers, it really does take quite a lot of work. So you want to do your layers as thin as possible as well, because it makes the lasagna really nice if it's quite thin with lots of different layers. I only actually got, was it 2 layers of pasta in? And I really try to do mine thin, but it's amazing with the different layers how quickly they build. So this is where I did their little girls, and so what I did was I blended that meat and veg after, so that because I'd done things like the onions were quite big and things like that, I just thought, do you know what, so that I know there's no big chunks that could be any kind of choking risk, I'm just going to blend that up. And like I was saying, that's perfect if you've got anyone in the family that maybe doesn't like certain things. If it's blended up, they can't see what it is, which is brilliant, so you don't get any of that. What's that? I'm not eating that, etc. So yeah, just making her a mini one, and I did write on the top of that one that, you know, hopefully that will be double, like 2 portions for her, because obviously kids eat a lot less than us. And these aren't huge, so I guess if you wanted more dinner, you could like add chips or salad, or chips and salad, or garlic bread. There's so many options, isn't there? But lasagna is so nice. I'm really missing it because obviously I can't have dairy, so not getting the chance to have it. But I did make myself some dairy-free ones, but I was thinking it's basically like another style of some sort of like spaghetti bolognese bake, because it's literally just like the bolognese and then the strips of pasta and then more bolognese. So just adding cheese to the top of theirs, and ours was mature cheddar, which is really crumbly. Popped all of them in the oven, and I just popped them in for 20 minutes. There's me doing the dairy-free ones, so like I said, they're more like a lasagna, like a bolognese bake, I guess. But yeah, it still means that I've got some dinners that will be yummy. But not the complete same as the lasagna. But yeah, cook them only for 20 minutes. Now, this is a really key thing I learned, was that when you get them out the freezer, you want to be able to cook them again. And if they've been fully cooked already, then you're kind of overcooking them and they're not as nice. So that's why I just cook it for 20 minutes, and then they can be cooked for 20 to 30 minutes when they're out the freezer. And I think that's the right amount of time. I don't know for sure because I haven't tested it yet, and yeah, I do usually make my lasagnas as one big one, and this is the first time I've done small portions, so it might actually be less cooking time, but I'm going to go with 20 to 30 minutes because obviously from frozen they still need to fully cook through and be hot enough. So there you can see those are actually our ones. So here are these ones ready to come out, and there's our ones ready to go in. So it's a proper prep day. I'm really, really pleased with this work. I mean, if this was all of ours to go in the freezer, like think how many meals that is. If you did this once every 2 or 3 weeks, like with different meals as well, you could be sorted in the week with what feels like kind of ready meals, which is amazing, but you do have to have the time to do it, because I was very lucky. Obviously, I have Tom to look after my baby girl, so that was great while I was busy. we can kind of work together and make sure that stuff happens, but not everyone's as lucky. So here I am writing on the ones that are for my friend, and there they are ready to go. I was so happy with this. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoy cooking these yourself. Please comment and let me know if this is useful, and if you give it a go, I would love to hear.